today.
You're live.
Hi, I'm live. They tell me I'm live. I don't know if I'm live, but they tell me I'm live.
We're live.
We're live. Are we live?
Yes, we're live.
Oh, okay. It's one of those days. Welcome to Monday. Coffee with Rich.
Oh,
I am just so messed up right now.
what's going on in here? Did you change something over here?
I didn't change nothing. What are you doing? I didn't touch nothing. Oh, because you didn't go to...
I was at the Creator Studio. Oh,
There you go. That's where you're supposed
I
to
don't
be.
know why that was open. I didn't open it.
I don't know why it's open either.
I
But
think you're doing stuff behind my back.
I
so
wasn't
you
doing
can
nothing.
Make fun of me.
I didn't do nothing. Frank's blaming me again.
Well, there's no one else around.
Well, that's true. So there we go. Now I can see what's going on. I can see people's. There's John Kruger. There's Cheryl from Distinctive Impressions. There's Jerry. There's Don, the German printing nerd. Wow. Everybody's here today.
Why is it asking me?
Now, who do we have on Facebook today?
It won't close? What the fuck is going on?
Boom, ba-dum, boom, boom. We have Morgan Pierce over on Facebook today. And Mark Baker. Hello, sir. I like Richard better. My son's name is Michael, and people call him Mike. But I like Michael better. Yes, people call me Rick all the time. My home friends call me Rick. My family calls me Rick. My wife refuses to call me Rick.
There we go.
Bah, Mondays on a time change. Worst Monday ever. I agree. I don't know why we have a time change. We should just get rid of it.
Yeah, it's unnecessary.
It's unnecessary. We don't need a time
Mathematically,
change.
It's unnecessary too.
And yes, I'm playing with my little robot. We're going to talk about him
wow.
today.
Oh wow, wow.
So you can see we're having a much shorter pre-show now, and we're going to actually try and condense that down even more. Today we got a lot of stuff to talk about. I'm going to cover some issues that people might be having with Marlin firmware today. Where did I put my marker? Oh, there it is.
Intro in 2 minutes.
Okie doke.
Intro in 1 minute. Sorry.
1 minute. 1 minute to intro. Okie doke. So yes, we're going to talk a little bit about that today, and I got a question for you guys today. Question of the day. Hey, there's my buddy Ben Brady. Shouldn't you be at work, Ben? Aren't you a judge sentencing some people? Has something to do with energy saving and a whole time change thing, I believe. We're not saving any energy. Oh, Ben says he is at work. Send those criminals to prison, that's what I say. So this guy is a much smaller version of the one you guys saw me print over the weekend. This is the one that was printing here on Friday, actually. I really like this model. Okay, so let me know when we're going in,
He's printed several of them.
and we will... I guess
Intro. What? Sometimes it does such weird stuff, man. There you go. One. That's weird. You're good.
Hey, welcome to Coffee with Rich, the first layer live stream that we do here every Monday and Friday. My name is Richard Cleveland, and I'm so happy to have you with me again today. As always, we have Frank over there on
Hi, everybody.
the computer doing all the switching and the lower third stuff and all that other nice stuff. We got a lot to talk about today. Hey, listen, first let's get some business out of the way. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button if you're watching over on YouTube. And hit that bell notification so that you get notified every time that we do a brand new show, or we upload something, or we go live, and then you'll make sure that you get notified for that. So now that that's out of the way, what is this show all about? Somebody asked me that the other day. The first layer is a show that explores the world of 3D printing. And that's what we talk about each and every time we do a show, something to do with 3D printing. Now, that could be talking about prints themselves. We can dive into firmware, which we're going to talk a little bit about today. I did pull up my screen. First and foremost, I want to talk a little bit about this guy. If you follow us on Facebook in our YouTube or our Facebook group, you'll see that I did this. This was from fab365.net. This is the Robot R. I think it's $4.95. It's a great little project that you can do, and it comes with a dome that if you want to clear or do it in a clear resin, you can. I just left mine off and I didn't put on the little antenna on this guy, but he has some articulation. His arms can move up and down and they kind of lock into place. You can feel them lock into place, and his legs move. So I might play around and do a little animation with him a little bit later on. So he's kind of cool. He took, at this size, this is 125%, unlike the one I have at home, which is 200%. He took about 10 hours at 125% to do. So that's not too bad. I really like that. I am going to be talking about Franco, all the way from South Africa. Okay, so one of the questions I get a lot here at Spool 3D when I'm here, and even when people come up to me, they ask me, what do I do with my empty spool holders? Do you guys take them back for recycling? And the answer to that is no. We don't take them back for recycling. We have enough of our own spools. So I've been looking around for a solution to what do we do with these? I mean, certainly we could take them to a plastics recycling place and get them recycled, but at the end of the day, they can be useful. Now, these 1 kilogram rolls, what I did was I created, well, I didn't create, I downloaded this from Thingiverse. These are just little trays that go inside, and this one's a little tight, so let me see if I can get one of these out of here. These little trays, and all they simply do is they slot in, and they've got a hole for a screw, so you can put a screw in them. And then once you've done that, then you should be able to pivot them open and close. And now, what is this useful for? Well, if you're like me, you might find that you've got screws, pins, nails, all kinds of stuff. Remember we used to put all that kind of stuff in baby jars? I know my grandfather had a whole rack of jars, and the lid was screwed to the underside of the shelf, and then he'd just have all these jars full of nails and screws and nuts and bolts. Well, this is a way that you can do the same thing. What kind of sparked me into doing this again was watching 3D Printer Noob, or 3D Noob. I think he's got a channel here on YouTube, but go check him out. He's kind of a cool guy. He created ones for a 750 mil roll, or 50 gram roll, 750 gram roll.
3D Maker Noob?
3D Maker Noob, that's who it is. 3D Maker Noob.
Posting the link.
Go check out his channel. And now, I don't know him personally, but I do like watching his videos, and this kind of sparked me into, you know, I've had this sitting around the house for some time. Maybe I should bring it in and show you guys what to do with your old spools. And it doesn't matter if you've got black spools or clear spools. You can design these yourself also in Fusion 360, which we'll get into at a later time. But so that was one of the things that you can do with your spools, okay? So if you're looking for a solution for those spools, and you know what's really cool is if you want to, put a piece of ABS pipe down the center and stack your spools. So you can stack them just like that. Put a piece of pipe down there and ABS conduit or pipe, and away you go. And oh, one of my favorite people just walked into the shop today. I don't think she's going to come in here though. Jess never wants to be on camera.
Well, he was going to do an interview, wasn't he, before?
Yeah, they got to come in here. This is kind of a last minute thing, but come on in, Colin.
Come on in, Colin.
So Colin's here with us. You probably are not going to be able to hear him too well, but Everybody say hi to Colin. Colin's one of our local guys that comes by and just brings by all kinds of nice stuff. And I heard she was bugging me when I was away last week. I'm going to talk to her after the show about that. Yeah. So, Colin, that's what you do with your spools.
Of course you do.
Yeah, see? Even Colin agrees.
That's a brilliant way, because...
Isn't it?
How else are you going to store your knick-knacky stuff?
Exactly.
The hardest part is finding everything finding ways to fill it.
Look at that.
Exactly.
People are giving you love, Colin.
Hello, everybody.
Look at that.
The idea of a tower of those things would be really
John Kruger says he uses large peanut butter jars.
Yeah, hanging on the ceiling. I've seen that.
Yeah,
I've seen that. Yeah.
Screw the lids to the top,
the
base or something.
Pull it off. Get your shit. Yeah.
Undo it.
Stuff.
Yep.
Exactly. So there you go. So something to do with your empty spools when you're not using them. And go and print yourself off one of these robots. Get one of these guys. They're really cute. So now I want to talk about some stuff that's going on with Marlin firmware. A lot of you guys have been asking me about the runout sensor on Marlin. So first and foremost, I want to quickly touch on that. Let me go to my screen here. There we go. If we can go to my computer screen. Jess is never going to come on the show. She's standing out there.
Get your butt in
She's
here.
got coffee and she didn't bring me one. All right, let's go to my computer screen.
I was there already.
Okay, so here we go.
Twice.
Let's first talk about the filament runout sensor, which is on line 827. If you enable this, your filament runout sensor should work on your CR10 or CR10S. Now, if for some reason it's showing that it's got no filament, when you've got filament running through there, you're going to see down here on line 829 that it says false. You'll want to change that to true, and that'll take care of that whole problem for you. Now, next, let's go down to line 1165, because this is the one that tripped me up as well. So I'll just scroll down here to line 1165. Actually, it's line 1167, I'm sorry. 1167, line 1167, under the configuration H file in your Marlin firmware that we did a couple of weeks ago. It says here nozzle park feature. Now what's happening is people are compiling this with the latest version of Marlin's firmware, which is 1.8.5. And they're getting an error when they try to compile. So under line 1167, you're going to want to remove the two slash lines that are in front of it, and that will solve that compiling issue. So you'll be able to compile the software, and it will work with your CR10. So those are the two biggest things. Last, I want to talk about the power off feature. Now, I have yet to be able to find where the power off feature is in the latest version of the firmware. The CR10S, if I'm not mistaken, does not have that feature enabled. The CR10S5, I believe, does have the feature enabled, but I'm still looking for it, and I'm working with, I've sent out some feelers to people in the Marlin community to see if that is viable. And once I have an answer for that, we will get back to you guys. You'll notice on the weekend, if you watched over on Facebook, or if you're a member of our Facebook group, I put up a little video just testing the runout sensor on my stock CR10, which I set up at home over the weekend. And that is completely stock. There is nothing upgraded or changed on that machine at all. And if you watch the little 7 or 8 minute video that I put up, you'll see the filament run out. It actually stops the machine and brings the head forward. The one thing that I think is a downside to that is that it starts to turn off all of the heaters. So it turns off the bed heater and also turns off the nozzle heater. The nozzle I can understand completely, but the bed I cannot. I'd like that to stay on, and I'm going to work on that for you guys as well. But the feature does work. So when you're running out of filament, if it goes through and past the sensor and everything stops, just pull out that old filament, because what it does is it brings the filament back just enough so that it's away from the heat zone in your 3D printer's head. So when it does that, it's very easy to pull out, throw away, feed in your new filament, hit resume, Bob's your uncle, you're all done. Okay, so that's what I wanted to talk about regarding Marlin. I hope that was clear to everybody, because I've had a lot of questions about that over the weekend. If it wasn't clear, somebody's going to tell me. Great minds think alike, Richard. I have not a great mind, that's for sure. Ask my wife. Stop him and have it say it again, my wife says. Did you have my mic going?
Oh, no, it was just off for the first few seconds.
Oh, okay, so, all right,
and then
got it, my
somebody
mistake.
said they couldn't hear me, and I just had the mic moved away from my face. So
Okay,
he's off.
gotcha, okay.
We got it now, guys.
We got it now, okay.
My apologies, it's all Frank's fault. Don't blame Richard.
Yeah, it's Frank's fault. He's working the controls.
What are you going to do?
There you go.
It's been done.
So, question of the day for you guys. Now write this down. Everybody grab a pen. I'll give you a moment. That's about all I know from that theme. Question of the day. What do you do with your empty spools? Put it in the comments down on Facebook and down here in, what is that place we're on? YouTube. God, I have no idea what I'm talking about.
We're all having a Monday today, everybody. So please just, if you
horrible.
can be, forgiving would be fantastic.
Okay, so Jerry Knapp, no coffee for Frank today, Daniel Wright says. Jerry Knapp is saying with the TH3D Studios Easy Out sensor that he installed on both the CR10 machines, once it's run out of filament, the extruder gear will stop, back out the filament, and wait for him to do something like 6 hours to change. Hot end will start to cool to about a minute after, but the bed, he says, will stay hot. So I am going to look for that feature, and I haven't done the Easy ABL update yet for my printer at home. I am going to do that. I'm going to film it, and I'm going to show you guys exactly how that whole procedure works. There's Emilio Vitt. Hello, sir. German printing nerd, same as me. Okay. Okay, so Distinctive Impression says the CR10S is not accurate when it loses power. That's what we had a little discussion about that on the phone today. Went back farther when it restarted. It should and threw off Cheryl's layers. So I am looking into that problem as well. I put a sample lengths on my empty spools. Oh, okay, yep, sample lengths are good. We have like that right there. There's a sample length right there. Now, this young lady is elusive. She didn't come to our meetup, what, a week ago, 2 weeks ago?
My car's stuck in the ice.
Okay, well, you could have came with him.
Also, I was working.
Okay,
I don't remember what
but come on in here for a second.
We tried to have you in here before, I know.
Come on in, come on, come on. Oh, you brought me coffee. Oh, she brought me coffee. You're now my new best friend.
No, it really is coffee with Richard.
Now, she brought me Tim Hortons coffee too.
That's right.
Good coffee.
That's an
It's
awesome
not McDonald's, but it'll do. Now, Jess was calling me a slacker for a couple of days, I understand. So let's talk a little bit about that when I was not well last week. I heard you were calling me a slacker.
Jokingly.
I know.
I'm a slacker too.
There you
I'm not
go.
working today.
So Jess does 3D printing for cosplay, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what are you working on right now? Other than the helmet, I've got to restart for you.
It's not 3D printed right now, but it's the EVA foam.
Oh, you're doing EVA foam. Mm-hmm. You guys want to see some EVA foam builds? Let me know. Put a yes or a hell yes or something in the comments, and maybe we'll have Jess back on to teach us how to do some EVA foam
I don't know that.
for cosplay.
But okay.
I would like to see it.
I actually have a bunch of commissions. People want me to print their D&D figures that they're making.
Oh, look at that. See, now that is another way that you can bend down a little bit so people can see more than just your mouth.
I want them to see just my mouth.
Here, have a seat.
Why do I?
There you go.
It's okay, we can't see your eyes, you're good.
She's a rock star, you
It's
see.
because they're prescription. I'm blind.
Now,
Right. It's not the jokes.
it's not. It's a family show.
It's a family show.
We're a family show.
So we're gonna get Jess. You're saying you're doing D&D figures now.
There's an app where you can custom build yours, and they charge you $20 to get the file, and then
Right.
you can get them printed.
There you go. So there's another thing that you can do with your 3D printer. I know that Cheryl over at Distinctive Impressions is starting to use her 3D printer as well for making little trinkets for her customers as well, if I'm not mistaken. So let's make sure that we're doing something useful with our 3D printer other than making little toys, which I love to make toys.
Me too.
Everybody knows I love to make toys, but you can do more useful things with it. You can do replacement parts for your washer like Frank did. He made a knob for his washer. He made a knob.
Knobs for the washer.
For the washer and dryer, and and now he, you didn't hear that. I think the audience did though.
It's okay,
So
I deserve it.
your knob, wow, this is now getting bad.
You said this was a family show.
The knob that you made is up on Thingiverse, correct?
Yes.
It isn't?
I made knobs, and they're on Thingiverse under Frank. Awesome.
There you go. All right, so much for that part of the show. Yeah, today is just
It's a free-for-all.
It's a free-for-all. So let's get some questions here. Cool shirt she got on it. Oh, cool shirt that you've got on.
Batman Night Fury.
Nice. I'm a big Batman fan.
What nude made a knob?
Most of the shirts you see me wear on the show, they came from Nerd Black. This one is a classic, however. I know this has nothing to do with 3D printing. This is a show that I did called Between the Pages. And this was the second round shirt that we did when we were covering Calgary Comic and Entertainment Expo. And I love the shirt. I must have about 4 or 5 of these shirts. Now, speaking of shirts, Distinctive Impressions is going to be handling all of our wearable merchandise. And they're working on it right now to do a special web page just for that merchandise. There will be t-shirts, shirts, hoodies, a number of other wearable stuff for all kinds of people in your family. Your dad, your mom, your son, your grandchild. I think there's going to be baby clothes in there too. There's all kinds of great stuff that Cheryl is doing over at Distinctive Impressions. She's got the designs, and there we go, distinctiveimpressions.ca. Go check them out. If you're looking for anything, awards, you got it. Go check them out.
Links are in the comments.
The links are in both comments. Yes, there we go.
They're talking about Frank's knob in Between the Pages.
I see that.
This is a family show. Please stop talking about my knob.
And Between the Pages. I interviewed Linnea Quigley, and for anybody who doesn't know who Linnea Quigley is, she's a B-movie horror scream queen. She's been around for lots and lots and lots of years. If anybody has seen Return of the Night of the Living Dead, which was kind of a spoof on Night of the Living Dead, she is the girl with the pink hair that ends up getting totally buck naked and getting up on the tombstone and dancing in the rain.
Don't look at me after saying that.
She might do it too. You never know.
Oh, you lost.
Jess is out of here. Thanks for the coffee, Jess. So with that being said, if you guys have any questions about what we've talked about today, or if you've got any questions regarding firmware, still put them down in the comments below. For those of you that have me on your friends list, you can send me a private message on Facebook. You can also send me a private message over on YouTube as well, I believe. And worst comes to worst, you can always send it to my email. Questions can be sent to Richard at, where's my questions, lower third?
Where is it? Where is it?
Should be the last one in the line there. Dude, right there. There it is. So you can send it to Richard at thefirstlayer.com. So any questions that you have, just feel free to send them over there. If you're looking to work on my website, forget it. Don't send me those emails. And I do not need any more Tinder dates. I don't know who keeps signing me up for Tinder or Match.com. But
That is a little weird.
It is a little weird.
Oh, we got Raymond Navarro joining us.
Raymond Navarro. Good afternoon. Hello, Raymond. Pleasure to see you, sir. So what else we got? Oh, yeah, if you're looking to support the show and you want to get in on our little brick campaign like Graham Fortledge back here, anybody that has or anybody that will or has become part of our Patreon at patreon.com/thefirstlayer. That's the way that you can show your support for the show. It helps us to get better equipment, helps us to get out and do some live events as well, and helps us, you know, just generally do some cool 3D printing for you guys. There is also the, what? Okay, that's my Patreon. We also have Buy Me a Coffee. I'm looking at 3 different monitors here, so if you want to just buy me a coffee and you don't want to do the monthly thing with Patreon, go ahead and just buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/thefirstlayer. And all that money goes into helping the show and boning things up. And maybe once we hit our goals, I'll be able to pay Frank.
I don't deserve to get paid yet.
So if you've got anything you want to send into the show to have me look at or review, which we have some stuff coming actually, the address is right down below. Where's my address, lower third?
Sorry,
there we go.
Communicating.
It's the First Layer, number 230 11929 40th Street Southeast. I have to read it over there. Calgary, Alberta, T2Z
4M8.
4M8. There we go. So with that said, that's about, oh, who didn't I thank today? The people who gives us these spools.
The big one.
Spool 3D. Hey, print it right, print it with Spool 3D. From printers to filaments to all the parts you could ever need. Contact Spool 3D at spool3d.ca and show your love over there for all the stuff that they have. If you're in Canada and your orders are $140 or more, it's free shipping anywhere in Canada. So there you go.
Kruger has a question on Facebook.
Have you looked at line 161 in the config advanced for setting the sensor? Well, no, I haven't, but I still have it open. So let's go to the config advanced. And we'll go back to my screen. You got to turn on my mic.
Oh, damn, I keep forgetting to do that.
Thank you, Timothy, for the bed leveler. I got it today.
Oh, there you go. Tim Hoogland. She got her sensor today. So let's go to 161. I believe that was the line he wanted me to look at.
Or 877 he's saying here, so we're looking at
161 is extruder runout prevention.
Oh, yeah.
So that, if the machine is idle and the temperature over min temp, then extrude from filament every couple of seconds. So basically what this is doing, if I'm not mistaken, is this is defining how long the hot end will stay warm. It looks like a maximum speed and extrusion and the min temp of 190 when it falls below 190. Okay, so that's what that, what was the other line?
877.
In the config advanced?
He just says or 877, so I would assume so.
Okay, let's go to 877.
Advanced with the settings
This feature required for the default filament runout script. So
it's the same kind of thing.
It's the same kind of thing, yeah. What that does is this shows the retraction feed rate in millimeters per second. So what it's saying is the pause park retract feed rate is 60, so it's going to pull up 60 millimeters per second worth of material. So there you go. And that all works with that runout sensor. So you guys can double check that if you like. And I think that's it. Yep, that's pretty much it. Let me go back to questions and answers here and see if I got anything else to say. All right. I've got nothing to say, but
Morgan wants to know if the coffee he bought you was good.
Well, Morgan, the coffee that you bought me was amazing. And because you bought me a coffee, Morgan, you are in on the brick campaign. And if you would like your own brick, Morgan, just send me a message either here or on YouTube, and I will make sure that you get a brick and with your name on it. And with all the bricks that we're doing, any of the ones that I'm sending out to you guys, anybody that wants their own brick from the show, please let me know. And I'm writing a personal message on the back of the brick, so it's from me personally, not Jess, who could be writing them for me. It's from me. My wife's not even writing them. I have to write them because my writing is so messy. You'll know it's from me. So with that said, you guys, you gonna sneeze? Go ahead.
I said it'll look like a sneeze.
It'll look like a sneeze. I'm gonna have a sip of this wonderful coffee.
I don't know if you like it.
So I'll have a sip of coffee. 1, 2, 3, sip.
And me and Robbie
I drank my
are going to go and get some more work done.
All right.
All right, so until Wednesday when we dive into Cura, I'm going to be showing you guys some temperature tower stuff in Cura and how to set up your temperature tower in Cura on Wednesday. So we'll see you again on Wednesday and then back here on Friday for another live show.
I hesitated.
What?
It was the funnest show ever, though.
Totally,
Just a complete dog
threw
joke.
off my game
I'm
today.
sorry.
It was awesome. I loved
That's
it.
great.
I just know.
I don't mind that because then it becomes an improv show.
Yeah.